Hello everyone, how are you doing? This is Dr. Nalini Taneja, your mentor, your coach, relationship expert, who's going to share today something that I think is very important as we come to the beginning of a new year, 2023. So 2022 has been one interesting year. I think for all of us, we've had our great moments, we've had our challenging moments. We have had times when we had to reassess our priorities in life. And then I think the beauty of this year has been to realize how grateful we are that the COVID is behind us. And also to realize that during COVID times, there were such great life lessons that we got to learn. So moving forward to 2023, I thought let's talk about a couple of ways in which we can improve our lives in 2023. So I will share some of my personal experiences. I will also talk about some experiences of my clients whom I had given some advice and they worked on it, they listened to me and how beautiful their life has been. So to begin with, I think one of the best ways to improve upon our life is to start to spend more time with oneself. That would be, I think, my number one game changer, if I can call it, which has so many beneficial effects in terms of our mental health, in terms of our clarity in the mind, in terms of moving forward in the direction of our goals, in terms of our total well-being. I think a lot of us have not been trained or not even aware that when we spend time with ourselves, when we start to discover the living miracle that we are, it has such huge impact on our life, because as we get to understand ourselves better, we start to engage with ourselves better. We start to participate in activities that make our life better. We start to, identify the goals and the desires that we have. So the number one thing that can improve our life in 2023 is to start spending more time on yourself, trying to understand who are you. What makes you unique? What makes you special? What are your desires? What are the things that bring joy into your life? What is it that you expect from your relationships? What is it that you expect from your career? Getting clarity on those things, I think, is one of the best things we can do for our lives. Having clear idea about what works for me and what does not work for me is a complete game changer. So that is, I think, one thing that we can all probably invest in, work on, schedule, and it's sure to give multiple beneficial results to you. This is something that I have been talking about to my clients for at least past 8 or 10 years. I started counseling practice nearly at that point in time. And this is one thing which is a consistent thing that I tell my clients. And lo and behold, all of them have come back to me with absolutely wonderful results and a feeling of gratitude, because they felt that this was the stepping stone for them to create the life that they want. The second thing, which I think is something, again, in the field of personal development, again, in the field of knowing yourself better, is to really conquer your mornings. I would really urge all of you to rethink how you start your mornings. Morning, according to me, I get up very early in the morning. I have been getting up prior to 5 o'clock in the morning for now good 25-30 years. And that is, to me, the most precious time of my day. Why it is the most precious time of my day is because it is at that time that I am absolutely rejuvenated. I am calm. There is no noise around me. There is absolute silence. That's the time when I do my prayers. That's the time I do my mindful practice, my mantra chanting. I also organize my day at that hour, in terms of I organize my day the night before, but I exactly know what all I need to cover during the course of the day. And the first 2 hours of my morning, I do not pick up my mobile phone. Morning time is especially the Brahma Muhurtam time, I think that's between 3:30 to 5, is the time when they say our mind also has some extra energy and our brain works at its optimal best. When you start to focus on your morning, when you start not to engage with technology, not to work on your social media posts in the morning, when you decide this is the time, this is that 1 hour, I'm going to go to doing my physical exercise, I'm going to do my meditation, I'm going to read my favorite quotes or my books, I think sets you up to be successful during the course of the day. That me time, that 1 hour in the morning, helps you to really align your mind, your body and soul to achieve whatever you have pre-decided to achieve during the course of the day. So I would say this one particular habit that can really improve your productivity, that can really help you to be more successful in the physical sphere, would be to have a dedicated morning routine time only for yourself. The third thing, I think it's so cliche to talk about it because I think so many of us, hear about it. So many of us are aware of the disadvantages of doing that. But I think it's not a bad idea to reiterate is to monitor in the 2023 year how much time you spend with technology. We all, I think most of us know what technology has done for us. There are advantages as well as there are disadvantages. I think when used well and sparingly, the advantages of the modern day technology far outweigh their disadvantages. But I think technology, the use of social media, the amount we spend our precious moments on social media are completely, comparable to how a knife is used. So I look at it as if you give a knife in the hand of a thief, or it can be a weapon to hurt others, it can be a weapon to steal, it can be a weapon to make somebody get scared. So those are the disadvantages. But a similar knife, when of course it has to be a medical knife, but the same kind of an instrument given to a surgeon, he can remove and the things that are unwanted in your body. He can give you better health. So it is, technology is like that. It is how you use it. I know of so many people who have women who have started their small business ventures on Instagram and have become successful entrepreneurs, which is great. So that's a great part of technology. I, for one, I do so much of my research on Google. So it is in ways of that. It's a great source of knowledge. It's an instrument in building up your skill set. There are millions of videos on YouTube on multiple topics. I'm talking to you. I'm sharing my knowledge and skills with you to help you make your life better. So these are the great advantages of technology that we use on a day-to-day basis. But then there is the other side. People who are addicted to checking their WhatsApp every 2 minutes, people who are addicted to checking the news every 2 minutes, people who are addicted to checking their Facebook page every 2 minutes. So I think a way forward would be a balancing act. You can dedicate probably 1 hour a day where you will use social media, where you do your posts, where you'll watch the news, you will look at YouTube videos. I would probably say better than a content consumer, if you can think of becoming a content creator. I mean, that would be just a shift, and it'll help you to probably use the same technology to do something better with your life. So this is the third thing which I wanted to talk to you about, is monitor the time that you spend on social media. Monitor the time that you spend consuming content. If you can make the shift from consumption to creation, I think would do wonders for you. Another thing, I think is which works wonders for me, and I have spoken about this to my clients, and they have come back to me and said that it has really helped them, is to probably plan a vacation for yourself. In 2023, it does not have to be a vacation where you have to spend tons and tons of money, but it would be a great idea for you to plan a vacation for yourself. When I say plan a vacation for yourself, it could be a 2-day trip, it could be a 3-day trip, it could be within the country, it could be near where you stay, it could be outside the country, whatever your means can afford you. But I think when we step out of our comfort zone, when we plan something, when we plan an itinerary and we're like, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this is the priorities, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to book my tickets, I'm going to book a cab, I'm going to book my hotel. One, I think it's a great exercise in being independent and in a great exercise in exploring something new and building a skill set. So that's one, because it requires organization, it requires planning, it requires knowing what you would like to do. So that is one aspect of it. The other aspect of traveling, I feel, is somewhere when we travel, it opens our mind. You know, fortunately for me, because I worked in the UN for many years, I had a job which helped, which required traveling to different parts of the world. I think one of the things what travel does for us is it opens our mind, provided we are open to seeing what is different. A lot of people, they could be traveling and they can still remain in the same mindset. But in my case, I can say for sure, as I traveled, as I got exposure to different cultures, different ways of living, different kinds of languages, different kinds of the way people look at you, it has really helped me to expand my horizons. I am less judgmental about other ways of living. I, more often than not, give people benefit of doubt. In some ways, I'm very open-minded now. I don't make fun of different cultures. I don't really make a judgment call on how the different ways people eat food. There are people who eat food with chopsticks, there are people who don't use spoons, there are people who eat it with hands. I mean, there are multiple ways of consumption of food. But initially, when I had not traveled, I think, look at them, how they are eating. I would make a judgment call. But today, I'm very open to the idea. On the contrary, I'm the other extreme today. If I go to a different country and I'll see people using chopsticks, I will use chopsticks. I'll try to use chopsticks. It has helped me that this wonderful world that we live in is built with so much variety. There is so much diversity, and somewhere it has made my thinking more broad-minded. So another thing that I would highly recommend for you to try and do in 2023 is go on a vacation, because I think it really, really helps in so many multiple ways, and it's a great idea, according to me. Last but not the least, I think one of the things that people don't really enjoy these days, and I think don't value so much, is taking out time to be with family and friends. So I think we all have such hectic schedules. We are always so busy. We have to learn, do so many things at so many fronts. We manage homes, we work, we have careers, we have, home fronts to manage, children to take care of, our own health, our own life. But I think one of the most beautiful things that happens in life is when we get together as a family or as friends to just create beautiful memories. I think until unless you are on a highly evolved spiritual path where you are on a journey to self-discovery, and interactions with the outside world probably could be a hindrance to that path, I think it's not a bad idea once in a while to get together with friends or relatives or family members over a cup of tea or over a nice meal and just have a few good laughs. I think we are fundamentally social creatures. We like to be in the outside world. We enjoy the company of others. We enjoy good jokes, we like good stories. So when we take out the time to be with those people who are important to us, who bring us that joy in our life, who bring that positivity into our lives, it could be attending a wedding in the family, it could be probably going on a short vacation. Recently, I went with a lot of my cousins to the Himalayas, and it was just wonderful. It was wonderful to sit and chat over endless cups of tea, talking about life, talking about our childhood, plucking apples from the orchards. It was a fascinating experience. So I think one way we could think of improving our life is to spend more time with those people that are important to us. This could be friends, relatives, family, you name it. Pick and choose the people you would like to spend your time with. I do hope that 2023 brings you amazing joy, good health, peace, contentment. And with these little tips, you could probably take it a notch higher. That is all from my end this time. Bye for now. You could follow me at Dr. Nalini Taneja on Instagram, and do share in your comments. Do subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and if you have any queries or questions you would like me to address, tell me about it. I will certainly try to cover it through my YouTube videos. Take care.